Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
Here we are, Wednesday afternoon in Los Angeles, different times of day, wherever you might be, a few days before Rosh Hashanah. No better time than this moment than to claim some extended seconds of inner peace and a meditative mode, and perhaps a cherished chunk of time today where you are treating yourself and not just being productive and active. As I'm going to be speaking about with an oblique reference to meditation, not directly, in my Rosh Hashanah sermon, sometimes the most courageous and strong thing one can do is to sit and do nothing. Today's meditation is going to focus just on one phrase in Psalm 27, where the psalmist says that he asks for one thing from God. Ota avakesh, this is what I request. Shivti beveit Adonai, to dwell in the house of God. Achat she'alti, only ask for one thing, to dwell in the house of God. Although many have pointed out that subsequently in that psalm, the psalmist seems to be asking for many things. At least the first thing the psalmist asks for is to sit still. Shivti, my sitting, my shabbating in some way, my being still. Lashevet, to sit, and lishbot, to pause. Shabbat are related roots. Beveit Adonai. What did the psalmist mean by Veit Adonai? I don't know. Did it mean the temple? Did it mean a psychic structure within which the psalmist experienced God's presence? We don't know. It just says Beveit Adonai, in the house of God. And so I want us to explore, using the contours of our own mind, what we imagine when we imagine ourselves to be in Beit Adonai, in the house of God, and what it's like to be there, and how we can orient ourselves towards there with greater frequency. That's the frame. Now we'll go into the meditation. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and already begin to feel the transformation as the rush of the day yields to the absence of rush in this moment. As productivity and industriousness yield simply to being, to sitting literally, and to sitting with ourselves, within ourselves. If nothing else transpires in this meditation, claim the serenity that may already be taking over you as a tremendous gift to self. It's a reminder that it is always close by. It can feel elusive in the midst of moments of tension and strife and decision-making. Where you are right now, and it's a conceptual where, is not that far away from where you were a minute ago. But the experience is profoundly different. Give yourself and your body the gift of a great big breath to start off some intentional breathing, a kind of in-breath that expands your chest cavity almost to its creaking point. Oh. And let it out with a sound and no self-consciousness. That vibration takes a little bit of effort, but it's like a self-massage for your chest. It's a clear example that you're not breathing just automatically, but because you want to. And as my voice keeps going and I do my own breathing at a different rhythm as I speak, I encourage you to continue that deep breathing in through your nose, deep breathing out through your mouth. as if your nostrils are in your belly, as if you can trace every taking in of blood and oxygen through every capillary in the body, so that your toes and your nose, your shoulders and your waist, even the tips of your ears, are directly benefiting from every glorious, deep breath. Let's sit with that just for a few moments. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai. One thing I ask or I have asked. The tense is not clear in biblical Hebrew. But one thing I request of God, Ota avakesh, but I really request it. I seek it out. I do a search for it. Shivti, my sitting, my dwelling, my resting, my settling, Beveit Adonai, in the house of God. Imagine yourself as the psalmist, a modern psalmist, placing yourself in this milieu as opposed to an ancient one. No need to overly guess what that author meant when that author said Beit Adonai. See yourself on a quest, searching for the house of God. And searching for a seat, a place to sit and dwell and linger in Beit Adonai, in the house of God. With an internal stance of curiosity as to what you're going to see, because you're going to see things. Your mind will produce images that you can't even know what are coming. With curiosity as to what will show up. See yourself on that focused journey. And see yourself in however your mind crafts it. Sitting in Beit Adonai, in the house of God. What do you see? What's the scene? Is it what you expected to see, or is it different? Did your mind place you in this spot alone, or with others? And with others, who? No need to ask why. Just watch the scene as if you've been invited in as a guest. There you are in Beit Adonai, exactly where you sought to be. What is it like? Is it a satisfying end to your quest? Or is something lacking? Do you wish to stay? Or is this a temporary visit? How do you know it is a Beit Hashem? What clues tell you that you're not in a regular place, unless your mind is telling you that any regular place is a Beit Hashem? Is it possible that not only in your mind's eye, but in your actual being, in your present physical being, in this moment, you are in Beit Hashem, the house of God? And however wonderful and wondrous it may be to be there, in your mind's reverie, or in this moment, is it enough? If that's the one thing you request, have you requested the right thing? Let those questions linger and swirl as you continue to be yourself and watch yourself. Be yourself in this meditative moment, wherever you are in your home or office, physically grounded to a particular spot on earth. And watch yourself within your mind, seeing your own dwelling and sitting and staying and extending in the house of God. Even if anywhere can be a Beit Hashem, our ability to linger in it and dwell in it pristinely is temporary. And so as I draw you out of the fantasy of your mind and back to this moment, start saying your goodbyes to your house of God, articulating an intent to keep searching for it, to return, to create it, to bring others there, and to grow from your experience being there as we march forward from this moment. If you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'll share with you my screen as we recite the closing prayer together. we say this 3 times. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. And may we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. I say to you all shalom and namaste and an early Shabbat shalom.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.